This is Tech Vibe Radio, your front row seat to Pittsburgh's technology and innovation ecosystem. Tech Vibe is brought to you by Compunetics at compunetics.com, Chorus Call at choruscall.com, Highmark at highmark.com, Huntington Bank at huntington.com, Kindling at thekindlingagency.com, PNC Bank at pnc.com, and Savier at savier.com. Here are your hosts, Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting of the Pittsburgh Technology Council, coming at you from the Huntington Bank studios. Good morning, everybody. It is time for Tech Vibe Radio here on a Sunday morning. So happy to have you as our listeners, learning about the cool stuff happening in Pittsburgh's technology ecosystem. And I'm really excited about today's show because we're bringing in a guest that probably should have been part of a show we had about a month and a half ago. We were detailing People's Natural Gas, working with HQuest in the Swanson School about producing emission-free hydrogen. And today we brought in George Skopsov from HQuest, who's actually making this happen. George, welcome to the show today. So glad to have you here.
All right, thank you. Glad to be back.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, and it's been a while, because it's been, I think, 2 or 3 years since the last time we had you, and so much has changed, which is kind of fun.
That's right. We have our new pilot with Peoples. We're very proud of it. We're going into phase 3 of the pilot now. We have scaled our system up. There's a lot of interest in what we're doing because, frankly, we're one of the only few available options.
I know, and let's talk about what these options are. But first, let's jump into about HQuest. Give us the elevator pitch so our listeners know what HQuest does, and I know you're going to blow their minds.
Well, it's going to be a one sentence elevator pitch.
I like it, man. Efficient.
Yeah, we decarbonize natural gas. We decarbonize it at the point of use. We pull the carbon out of the natural gas before it can be combusted, and we pull it out as a solid, valuable material. What stays behind is hydrogen. And because we have a revenue stream from the carbon, we can actually deliver this hydrogen at very affordable prices to our customers, enabling broad industrial decarbonization.
You make it sound so simple, but this is highly impactful stuff. I mean, I look at the fact that we sit on one of the biggest batches of natural gas underneath us here in the Marcellus, and the fact that we can use this energy cleanly and efficiently using the HQuest technology, to me, is just pretty darn exciting. Like, I really get excited about this because I'm like, we're not going to be using any less energy anytime soon. And to use energy that's right here and do it cleanly and efficiently, to me, is pretty amazing stuff. So I'm tipping my hat to you right now, George.
Thank you. Well, that was the original inspiration for starting the company. We wanted to develop a way to use this wealth of natural gas in a way that doesn't contribute to global warming, to climate change, to CO2 emissions. Instead, we wanted to find a way to reinvent natural gas and reinvent it as a clean feedstock for sustainable chemicals, clean fuels such as hydrogen, and advanced carbon materials.
Yeah, like the carbon black that goes into all of our tires we were talking about before we went on air, which I get really excited about. So, I mean, let's talk about what decarbonization really means and why that's just so important. I mean, we all know that, like, man, we gotta cut these emissions down, but we still have to have all this energy. There's a lot of people in the world, and I don't see anybody using less energy anytime soon. I really don't.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, decarbonization literally means reducing carbon emissions. If you're decarbonizing steel production, you want that steel production to emit less carbon dioxide into the air. I mean, but the question is, where does that carbon dioxide come from? Why do we have those emissions?
Exactly.
And they are because most of our processes, they need heat, right? They need to be fueled. And the way we generate heat, the most cost-effective way today to generate that heat is to use fossil fuels, unfortunately, right? But there are alternatives, right? One is, we could electrify things. But it's extremely expensive to change the conventional sort of steam pipes that go through every single building. And there are 200,000 manufacturing facilities in the United States that rely on natural gas.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's not something people are going to go away from overnight, or even over, I could see, 10 years. I mean, it just seems like this is something that you don't turn that ship around.
It's actually interesting because they have already made their energy transition a number of years ago. When they went from coal, they switched to oil. And then from oil, they switched to natural gas, right? And now is the time for the next energy transition.
Gotcha.
And, hydrogen is a great option. But the problem with hydrogen today is because it burns just like natural gas. But instead of CO2, it produces water. But the problem is it's simply not available and it's not affordable.
And your process kind of makes that happen, which is really cool. Can we jump into how your technology is actually able to produce the hydrogen from the natural gas? Because this is it's kind of cool. And I go to my burrito analogy on this one all the time because it takes a large microwave to make this happen. But it's actually pretty small, but it puts a lot of energy, a high power microwave, should I say.
Yeah, well, a fork in the microwave is a better analogy.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
If you haven't done it, don't do it.
It gets sparks in.
Exactly. So we create those sparks that basically can heat a stream of natural gas at the rates of thousands degrees in a fraction of a second.
Wow.
And when that happens, the gas molecules literally start to react with themselves. They start forming carbon crystals and ejecting hydrogen. So in a very short amount of time, basically in a very small volume, we can push a lot of natural gas through, heat it up, cool it down. On the back end, we get carbon nanomaterials carried by the stream of hydrogen.
Okay.
All we need to do is filter out that carbon, package it up, and sell it. Because right now it's a commodity that's made on purpose.
Huge market, absolutely.
Correct, but it's also a huge emitter of CO2 in its own right.
Now, how cool is that? I just jump in because this is why I get so excited because I see the fact that something that would have gone into the air, that would have been a pollutant, something that's contributing to global warming, becomes something that you sell as a commodity that we use for things like tires and all sorts of everyday things that are part of our lives.
Right. So there are two sides of the decarbonization story here.
Okay.
One is, instead of having all that carbon and natural gas get combusted, go out as CO2, and then it would have to be captured. If we want to do carbon capture and utilization and sequestration, it would have to be captured, transported, put into the ground. All of that costs money. Instead, we pull it out before it can actually be combusted as a valuable material, and we're also displacing conventional carbon that is made in a very unsustainable, fundamentally unsustainable way. So we decarbonize that industry too, and we decarbonize 40 industry verticals that rely on natural gas, that rely on carbon black right now.
Wow! Oh my goodness!
It's not just rubber, right? It's not just tires. It goes into everything from ink toner to lithium-ion batteries.
Right.
I mean, literally
the everyday things like I was talking about. Yeah, that's why it's just so exciting that it's not going into the atmosphere. It's actually going into products that we're going to use, and it does that. It does not combust. You take it out before it gets into that part of the process, and then what happens then as the hydrogen comes out? That goes back into the natural gas stream,
That's right. So we can produce it right next to where it's going to be used. We can blend it back with natural gas. We can supply it to our customers. The cool thing about it is we don't need to deliver it. We rely on natural gas, on the abundant natural gas, and on its infrastructure as a way to deliver it, which eliminates a huge amount of cost to ourselves and to our customers.
And it's saving energy too, because there's energy to do all that as well. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. George, we're going to take a quick break, but we are coming right back. Hey, in case you just joined, we are talking to George Skopsov of HQuest, and they're doing some amazing work when it comes to helping us use natural gas cleanly and efficiently. I'm having so much fun. We're going to come back and talk about the project that you have with People's Natural Gas and how that's working in McKeesport, of all places, which I think is just so cool. Hey, this is Jonathan Kirsting with the Pittsburgh Technology Council. If you go to pghtech.org, you can learn all the ways we love helping tech companies succeed. The Pittsburgh Technology Council has been helping our region's tech companies succeed since 1983. The Pittsburgh Technology Council helps its members meet new customers, hire top talent, make headlines, and have a strong voice in government. From startups to multinational, the PTC helps tech companies and advanced manufacturers of all sizes. See how we can help your venture grow at pghtech.org. That's pghtech.org. Compunetics is the leading developer of unified voice, video, and data collaboration and conferencing applications for the service provider, government, and unique workflow applications. The Summit Olympus and Evergreen platforms, driven by their encrypted user interfaces, enable powerful and secure collaboration. Combined with world-class support and innovative professional services, Compunetics delivers the right solution every time. Learn more at compunetics.com. Every company needs to attract and keep talented people. To do it, you need a strong company story told by those who experience it every day, your employees. So invite your people to be your brand voice and let the Kindling Culture Agency gather and ignite your stories to engage and attract your people. Learn how at sparksomething.big.com. That's sparksomething.big.com. Your dial is set to Tech Vibe Radio, brought to you by Compunetics, Chorus Call, Highmark, Huntington Bank, Kindling, PNC Bank, and Savier. Here are your hosts, Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting of the Pittsburgh Technology Council, coming at you from the Huntington Bank studios. Welcome back. So glad you're here spending your Sunday morning with me. I'm Jonathan Kirsting with the Pittsburgh Technology Council. Man, we've been doing Tech Vibe for like 17 years now. It's kind of like, I'm thinking about this and I'm like, this has to be one of the coolest stories we've had in a long, long time. In case you just joined us, we are talking to George Skopsov of HQuest. George, thanks for hanging out with me this morning.
Hey, my pleasure.
Hey, in case someone just tuned in, give us the elevator pitch for HQuest, because I'll go on too long about it because I'm such a fan.
All right, I'll have to come up with it all over again.
Yeah, you can do it.
Hey, at HQuest, we decarbonize natural gas at the point of use. What we do is very quickly pull out the carbon from the natural gas before it can be combusted. We pull it out as a solid material with a significant value and existing markets. What that means is that the hydrogen that's left behind is now available to be used and combusted, and it's extremely affordable for our customers.
Yeah, and the cool thing is you're using like high-powered microwaves to heat up the natural gas super fast, super hot, where it starts making these reactions to where you're never burning any carbon, right?
That's right. Well, that's a technical detail,
okay.
but really it is the fundamental advantage of our technology, because there is literally no other way of getting so much energy in so quickly into this stream of natural gas.
Oh, I feel like this is such a game changer. It's like, I don't know, I feel like the world should be knocking at your door, like, or they're gonna be, because this is the type of technology that the world needs. I mean, we talked about earlier just the fact that so much energy has to be used. 200,000 manufacturers here in the United States you're talking about that need to use natural gas. You can't just turn that off overnight, and to be able to take that natural gas and use it cleanly, to me, it's pretty exciting.
We definitely have a lot of global conversations.
Of course.
Just this morning I was speaking to a group in Europe that's very interested in what we're doing. But definitely the big application and the big market for our technology is here in the United States and in Canada. Yeah. Because this is where natural gas is so abundant.
Exactly.
And is so affordable.
That's what's so cool. As you think about the Marcellus shale underneath our feet right now, like has this supply of gas that can really go on for like 100 years, whatever they say it is. In fact, it's right here, so it's less energy. It's more energy efficient to actually get it from here and use it here because you're not transporting it around, and it's local. So it's all cool, very exciting. So
absolutely, and I think I mentioned it, before the break.
Yes.
This was the inspiration for us to start this company.
I love that. Yeah.
And we have proven that our technology can basically take that methane molecule, the smallest hydrocarbon molecule, and may turn it not just into carbon black, right? That's everybody drives on daily and uses, and their lithium-ion batteries and ink printers and 37 other industry verticals, right?
Right.
But we have demonstrated that we can make synthetic graphite, carbon nanotubes, graphene, ethylene, all from that methane molecule. So natural gas from Marcellus shale, with a technology like ours, can really become the new fundamental feedstock, just like oil is right now.
Very exciting. So let's talk about how this has been working with People's Natural Gas in McKeesport, which I think is so cool that you've been testing this out. Walk me through this pilot program you've been working on with these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, People's is a very forward-looking company, and they are committed to decarbonization and new technologies. And so, of course, they are a regulated utility. They have to do things safely in steps, right? So they were excited to help us test and pilot our technology at their site. It's a real functioning site, but it also provides some training facilities and testing facilities. So we have deployed our system there last September, almost a year now.
About a year now. Very exciting.
And it was the support that we had from People's is incredible.
How cool to have a utility like that here in Pittsburgh. It's like, I'm going to work with a startup here in Pittsburgh. Like, we're going to roll that out. I have so much respect for that.
No, absolutely. And I mean, definitely, we're very privileged to be here and to work with them. And the cool thing was we just brought our system. It's a modular, containerized, literally a container box.
Yeah.
Right? You drop it in.
Small footprint.
You don't need a concrete pad. It's a gravel pad. You drop it in. It's a, in less than an hour they were in and out, and just 3 connections.
Really?
Electricity, natural gas coming in, hydrogen coming out. We collect the carbon on site, and just a truck would come in and pick up the carbon containers. Exactly.
That's so cool, man. What does it feel like to actually see the research and to make this happen, and actually seeing this happen in McKeesport, where you're like, yeah, I'm seeing the gas come in, and I'm seeing carbon black coming out, being loaded into a truck, and actually seeing it work's got to be pretty gratifying.
Well, it's a great feeling to have something that you have worked on for a long time to actually take shape, be deployed, right? But also to support another company's efforts. Of
course, yeah.
So they use it to power appliances. They use it to test pipes in basically operations and leak rates with hydrogen. There is no difference because we're providing them a blend of 20% hydrogen and the rest natural gas. It's basically decarbonized natural gas. You can burn it, but it has a decreased CO2 footprint.
Yeah, it has less emissions coming out when you're burning.
Significantly less, exactly.
Man, that's just, I love it. It makes me so happy to hear this. So where are you now in the pilot? Now that you're a year in, what are the next steps?
Well, the next steps are we are actually in the process of upgrading that box.
Okay.
Right, that system. It's evolving, which is great to have that flexibility. So we have done a lot of work at our facility in Harmer, and we're basically bringing the system that we have built there and changing it out to make it more robust, make it more powerful.
Yeah.
And we're going into hopefully phase 3 of the pilot.
Very cool. Is there a timeline when you think that this can start to become available, where you can start deploying this onto sites?
Oh, we have very aggressive timeline.
Yeah.
From where we are right now, we have about 15 to 18 months left to actually have our first of a kind commercial full-scale system. And we're planning to do that at the end of 2025, early 2026.
So this is your year now, because it's kind of crazy because we're coming up on 2025, which is like, oh, yeah, that's going to be a thing. And this is going to be the year where you can really start turning that corner and getting these things out into the marketplace.
Right. We're negotiating some partnerships on manufacturing and, to help us with technology development and deployment in markets other than natural gas decarbonization, because we want to drive the relationships with the natural gas companies, with the manufacturing customers.
Right.
But there are other markets where we can deploy our technology, and basically we've negotiated some very, very cool and powerful partnerships.
Oh,
there.
we have to have you back on as these things happen, and you can talk about them.
Hey, I can give you monthly updates.
That's what I want, man. I want something good. Like, what's the latest Major Quest? Where are they now? Oh my God. Well, I'm so glad we got to have this update, because this just gets me really excited. Got about a minute or so left of me talk. Obviously, a very exciting future. Are you guys like in hiring mode at this point? Like, what's going on?
We're not in the hiring mode.
Okay.
We're in the building mode.
Yeah. I like it, man. Get to that point.
But
which is just crazy.
but pretty soon we'll have another cycle. Yeah, we just had a new intern start, and we had a previous batch of interns finish.
I love it, man.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Hey, man, I'm happy to pitch in on the weekends if you need me to.
I might. Yeah, for sure.
I'll bring some burritos. We can maybe microwave them on the weekend.
Ride your bike by McKeesport.
I'm there every weekend, so yeah, I'll be like, hey, George. Excellent.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, George, thank you for stopping by. What a great story. If people want to learn more about you, it's h-quest.com, right?
That's correct.
Very cool. Go there. You can really see what's kind of happening and how the stuff works, which is just so much fun. George, you're the best, making Pittsburgh proud, man. This is the type of stuff that's really setting Pittsburgh apart.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for the kind words. I'll try to live up to the expectations.
Thanks for the hard work, man. Simple as that, that's for sure. Hey, everybody, thank you for spending your Sunday morning here with me on Tech Vibe Radio. I hope you have an awesome rest of your Sunday. And hey, you want to help your tech company succeed, just go to pghtech.org. So many ways. We just love doing it every day. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for geeking out with us on Tech Vibe Radio. Tune in next Sunday for more tech and innovation stories right here from Pittsburgh. Tech Vibe is brought to you by Compunetics at compunetics.com, Chorus Call at choruscall.com, Highmark at highmark.com, Huntington Bank at huntington.com, Kindling at thekindlingagency.com, PNC Bank at pnc.com, and Savior at savior.com. And we're always coming at you from the Huntington Bank Studios.